I'm Paul Elliott with Hashrocket TV, and I'm sitting with Gregory Brown, who won the Ignition Grant at Ignite RailsConf this year. Gregory, tell us a little bit about what the grant is and what you won it for.
So the Ignition Grant is something I guess they started last year at Ignite RailsConf, where they give a grant to someone that they think is doing some sort of social good for the Rails community. And what I won it for is Mendicant University, which is my free online school for Ruby programmers. We combine training and mentoring, and I think the mentoring in particular is the thing that's of social value, because it's more than just an ordinary training course. We're really getting to know our students, helping them get involved in open source, or just in the industry, or however we can. We're actively working with people, and we produce a ton of open source. So our students have produced 40 open source projects in the last 6 months, and I think that's probably why they gave it to us.
That's great. So this isn't just like some online guides and lessons and stuff. This is a very hands-on kind of directed curriculum.
So we use IRC and mailing list and a classroom administration system that we built, which actually Jordan talked about at Ignite. So hopefully they get the videos online about that. But I will spend 15 to 20 hours a week actively talking with the students. Our course is upside down, so it's project-based. People work on projects and then come to us with questions, or sometimes it's not even specific to their project, it's about the general practices and that sort of stuff, and I actively work with the students. On top of that, if we have a classroom with 15 students in it, I'll be the main instructor, we'll have an assistant instructor, we'll have 3 mentors, and then a visiting teacher from the community. So we end up having 5 or 6 people for a 15-person course helping out. So it's very actively hands-on.
That's awesome. So what made you decide to start doing this?
I was brought into the Ruby community through James Gray, who's a Ruby core committer. He's the guy who built the Ruby 1.9 CSV library. He actually found me when we were both working in Perl, and I was actually in high school at the time, just building text-based adventure games, just playing around with stuff. And James found me and said, "Hey, I'd like to help you with this stuff, but your code isn't really that good." And he actually spent, at that time, he must not have been that busy, because he spent hours on a daily basis mentoring me. And he told me after a while that he felt it was because teaching is one of the best ways to learn. And he's done all sorts of stuff for the community in that sense. He's very active on Ruby Talk for a long time. He got into Ruby, I followed him, and I felt like because he basically made my career. I can thank 1,000 people for that, but he's the one that spent all that time with me. That mentoring is something really valuable to me, and I wanted to be able to give back. And I figured, well, I won't necessarily be able to make that sort of lifelong connection with people. If I can spend a few weeks giving someone a taste of it, then if I give that to a whole bunch of students, that it will make some big change. And I feel like it has so far. So after several failed attempts at different versions of that, seems to be working. So.
Well, that's great. Well, congratulations on the grant, and good luck with the project. That sounds really awesome.
Thanks.